On this week's episode of A Beer and a Bet, we talked all things winners at Moruya. Look forward at November Falls, her chances, and some other runners around the grounds. We talked open day, pasta, pizza, you name it. Tracks abandoned, Gay Waterhouse's comments on the tracks, and Mitch's opinion on the current landscape of the tracks in New South Wales. Of course, a staking plan, Steph Granchell. She dropped in with her staking plan, something from me, and Beery as well. That's all ahead on episode 6 of A Beer and a Bet.
Yes, hello and welcome to A Beer and a Bet, episode 6. Can't believe we've lasted this long, Beery. Welcome.
Yeah, not by popular demand, but we've lasted this long.
Incredible scenes. Speaking of good scenes, down there at Moruya, live from the Moruya car park, and we've had a winner today.
Yeah, River Frost first up, got back, flew home, too good for them. So there'll be a happy crew of Frosty owners. He jumped out really well the other day, and this is a great thing. You know, we're a stable that are prepared to say, hey, listen, we're sort of 85, 90% fit, but let's go to the races instead of the trials and pick up some prize money and have another run, have the experience. And you know, we're not obsessed with a strike rate, and we're not afraid to lose. If that horse had flown home and ran third today, it's still better for the horse. It's better for the owners. They're getting prize money in their pocket. They're not paying to see their horse trial. Like trialing 4, 5, 6-year-old geldings that are 1,000-meter horses, I think is ridiculous, especially when they're not, you know, city class. And he's come down here and lobbed today. So the Frosty owners will be up and about. I've received some very upbeat text. I think the weekend's going to begin very early for some lads. That's for sure.
Good stuff. Make sure that you if you are a Frosty backer or owner, you tune in later on to the staking plan. I believe Steph Granchell might even chime in, backed by popular demand as well. But look, that horse was really impressive. It was good to see, and picked up nearly $14,000. So far better than going around and wasting a run on a trial, mate. And Hurricane Thunder looked like he was may have found a new way to race him.
Yeah, one for the Black Book. He went really well first up, and then I put blinkers on him and went to the front second up, and it was nothing short of a disaster. And big shout out to the team at home. He's a very difficult horse to work, and our track work riders do an amazing job with that horse, and they've got him back settling. And he was last today over 1,000. He flew home. He was in front astride after the post. So they've done a super job with him, and I think the Patriot crew are going to have some fun with him now. He can go on with it, and his preparation starts again today. And he's a Class 1 horse in a benchmark 66 today, and he's been beaten the neck. So I think he can be one to jot down when he goes to a little Class 1, 11, 1200 next start on a bit drier track. He'd be pretty hard to beat.
Beautiful. Put that in your Black Book, and I can attest to him being a bit of a nightmare. He nearly took me out down there when I was down there last week. So
yeah, you saw firsthand how data and figures and numbers means nothing when they go out on the track and they are a hurricane. It's form and type and breeding are all just key elements. But when you have to physically, you know, do the hard yards, and the horse has to train properly and relax, and if they don't do that, all that stuff is in vain. So that's our job, to get them to train to the best of their ability and then perform. But yeah, shout out to the crew. They've done an incredible job with him.
Super stuff. And Cream Rises going around in a trial this afternoon down there?
Yeah, big Creamy. He's on a Snake Gully Cup campaign. He's already qualified for Big Dance, but he'll go hopefully to the Little Dance later on in the year. And yeah, he's kicking off with a trial today down here at Moruya. Hence why we're lingering around here in the car park in between races. We're in races 2 and 3, and not the first trial, but the second trial after the last on Moruya on a Friday. So for those that don't reckon us trainers put in their hard yards, I can assure you we are.
A couple of Pepsi Maxes in between. My beer of choice, obviously you won't be having a beer, but you're on the Pepsi Max bottle. I've gone the Young Henry's Birds of Condor Swing Juice. Scottish Open time, British Open not too far away, and I can tell you what, this is getting closer to the 8s and the 9s of the world. So.
Yeah, that's a big. I'll tell you what, they do a I don't want to get shut down in the comments here, but they do a ripping cider, the Young Henrys.
You're a big chance of getting cut down.
Yeah, I had about 87 Australia Day at the North Gong Hotel, did about 600 on 2 up, and woke up with a hangover that killed a young child. So I haven't had one since, but I do remember they were very good.
Shout out to the boys at Young Henry's. That's a serious beer. I like that. Hey, looking forward to tomorrow, November Falls. I think a lot of the owners and the stable fans, and there's plenty of them out there. I couldn't believe it. Well, over 1,000 people listen to this podcast. Really fall over. So, apologies to all 999 of you. Obviously, I listened to it once to make sure it's not a debacle. We didn't see you into winner last week, but I think we can this week, Barry.
Yeah, you're massively keen. I think I ran the other day. You know, behind a horse that looks huge, bare on the loose. Like if you be coming back beaten sort of 2.5 lengths by a horse like that, back to mid-grade, back to a mile. Rachel King, she gets a soft track. She's drawn well. I've just tried to keep her as fresh as possible. She's so fit. From 1,800 back to a mile in 2 weeks, she's just done little on the track, and she's rock hard fit, back really fresh, and she was bouncing coming off the track this morning. So I look forward to taking her back to a midway. She doesn't have to really improve much. She just really, if she brings her last 3 starts, she'll be terribly hard to beat.
Yeah, and that form line as well, Don Diego de Vega. It's a nightmare for old Darren, but he's also comes through that form line and is the favourite in the benchmark 78 in race 5. The form line stack up grouse. Rachel King goes aboard, no knock on Alicia, but Rachel's ridden November Falls, I think twice now. Gone really close. I think she's got a good affinity with the horse, and these are the horses I love. I love to back them. I love to cheer them, and you love to own them because she's just genuine, and I think she'll keep on going. I think she'll finally get the job done. So very keen. Maybe have a bit of something on her in the staking plan, but we will see. Newcastle, or are we going to see Lightly Sparkled Zipperless go around?
I want to scratch Lightly Sparkled. She's drawn 14. I think I've made it pretty clear on this podcast before the opinion I have of her. I think she's a beauty. We'll wait. 14 first start, just a recipe for disaster. And Zipperless, he's currently emergency. If he gets a run, I think we'll definitely run him. It's just we've had a bit of a hellish time getting back to the races with him. Meetings being abandoned, bad barriers. But if he runs, if he gets a run, he'll run, and he'll run really well.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for that horse as well. And where would we expect to see Lightly Sparkled? I see a nomination in there was it Wednesday at Kensington?
You can currently see her wrapped up in cotton wool in box 13 out the back of my stables. But we'll, I reckon we'll wait till Thursday. There's a 2-year-old 1,000-meter maiden here at Kembla. Her home track, she's trialled here. I think she'll go there. I really want to get her to the races soon, give her one run, put her away, and bring her back for the spring. I think she'll be up to that. I think over the next 12 months, she could be a horse that really sort of flies a flag for us.
Yep, beautiful. And just a quick update, we saw a couple of horses at Warwick Farm on Wednesday. Sesame Timbers performed quite well. The data's come back pretty solid. They went very, very fast. All those races were run fast at Warwick Farm. Have all those horses come through their runs at Warwick Farm?
Sesame Timbers off to the paddock for a month. He was excellent. Backed up his win, second in town. He'll come back for better tracks. One horse that I wish we could just forget went around is Mackenzie. They went ballistic in the barriers, and Alicia said he just tensed up and he got really fearful and was solid as a rock. And the gates opened, and he just took one breath and just ran. And as you pointed out on his data this morning, he's run the second quickest to the 600 for the entire meeting, and then he just imploded. And Alicia looked after him. He's far better than that. I was really bullish about his chances. Obviously, took him to town for a maiden, which is something we don't often do. But fortunately enough, he's come through fine, no issues. We'll dust off and get back to the races with him. But really disappointing start for a horse that's far better than where he finished. So I wouldn't be putting a line through him. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's still an old punning term. No speed, no talent. Well, he's got plenty of speed and just need oxygen though. So I'm be sure he'll be bouncing back. We'll find a very winnable race for him. Highballer, obviously wide throughout, made it a bit tough.
Yeah, second up, missed a few runs through called off meetings, got caught deep on speed, big weight, second up. He was in it on the corner and then he just blew out. He'll bounce back. He'll be back at the races quick enough. We'll get away from town with him. But yeah, it's been a frustrating time with the weather. For everyone, us at the stables. I mean, I'm sure owners see a lot of nominations, a lot of meetings being called off, a lot of scratchings, and it's frustrating. They're not seeing their horses going out as much as what they should. But yeah, and then they get to the races, they're in unsuitable races, and it's a frustrating time. But I feel like we're sort of getting through the worst of it now, and we're starting to get better days, and things are on the up.
Yep, blue skies ahead, and you can blame me for all the nominations. That's my fault, telling you to nom them everywhere, and we'll see where they go. But the strike rate's looking pretty good. 8 winners the last 50. I think we'll add to that over the next week or two as well, and just continue to dominate. So ebbs and flows there, mate. But we hear a lot about the tracks. A few meetings called off. We had 3 that were going to go around at Kembla Grange. Unfortunately, that meeting was abandoned. We heard the Queen of Racing, Gay Waterhouse, come out, and she was quite vocal midweek about her opinions and her thoughts on it. Firstly, what are your thoughts on trainers like Gay and Chris Waller have been quite vocal of late, coming out and voicing their opinions? Is it good for the game? Is it bad for the game? And then next, your opinion on, the state of the tracks and what we can do better, or are we doing better? Or are we doing enough?
Yeah, I mean, I think opinions are opinions. Some people have strong opinions on certain subjects and not on others, But I think it's great for these people to be vocal. I think it comes down to frustration, and it's important that racing takes opinions from all levels, because as big as the juggernauts are of Gay and Waller and the likes, the smaller stables that don't have a bigger voice make up as big of amount as participants and employers and owners. For every horse that's trained in town, there's probably 2 or 3 that are trained in the country. So I think that in anything, that the loudest voice shouldn't be the one that's most heard, and it's important that the industry takes feedback from all levels. But I don't think that certainly Gay's comments probably don't speak for everyone. Probably not me as well. I'm a relatively new trainer, and from that new school, the younger sort of generation, I guess, where yes, times were different. 20 years ago, they were racing on bottomless tracks. They were also racing full of steroids and full of butte as well. It was a different time. I think to compare 20 years ago racing on those sort of tracks to now, it's a bit of a stretch. The racing's very, very different to 20 years ago. So do I see her point? 100%. I couldn't agree more. She doesn't hasn't got to where she is by not being right majority of the time. But as frustrating as it is, when these meetings are called off, the first thing I'm thinking is, we should be racing on that track. I'm thinking it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, I'm not swinging over them and riding them, and I go home. When I go to the races, the chances of me going home without a broken bone are pretty high, and that's not for everyone in this industry. So safety's first for the riders and the horses, and the rest follow suit. And I think this whole argument as well, Gano, the big thing is, Racing New South Wales, they got all this prize money and they haven't put it into tracks. You only have to look out my bedroom window at Kembla, and you've seen it firsthand of what's going on there, and a number of other tracks. The money is being piled into tracks, course proppers, training facilities, and the ball's rolling. It takes time, and they're making sure what they do, they're doing it in a correct way. So I think that argument it's a pretty weak one.
Yeah, it is. I think a lot of this comes down to a gripe that I have with the industry overall. And I think everyone has best intent. I think everyone involved who has their piece loves the game. And it comes from many different angles, whether you're an owner, punter, trainer, jockey, whatever it is, you're a participant of the game. We're all trying our best for a game we love. The communication piece is 100% the piece that lacks here, because if I hadn't gone down to Kembla Grange, I wouldn't have been at all aware of what was going on down there. So, albeit, it's happening, but we need to communicate. We need to work on our PR in everything, from cancellations of meetings, from all of those things. In my humble, if we communicate it better, I think that all the participants are a lot happier. And it's good for you to know that, because you're down there and the jockeys who see it. But the punters who are frustrated don't see that. But if they're aware of it, then their voice quietens down as well. But I think if we communicate well, I think it helps,
100%. And, you look at it from, everyone looks at it through their own eyes from a punting.
Yeah.
I've just put 12 hours of work into this meeting tomorrow and it's off. Frustrating. Jockeys have got their weight down to go to that meeting. Frustrating. We've trained horses. Owners have paid. And that's, something that I hate about racing is there's always this big ego power struggle. It's like, without jockeys, there's no racing. Without owners, there's no race. Without any without any of it. You take away one cog out of that chain and it's all over.
Yeah.
Punters, owners, breeders, we all rely on each other and we all should respect each other. And everyone needs to realize how hard. I don't think doing anything is easier than the other. Punting, training, riding, breeding them, breaking them in. They're all as hard as each other. And when these runs of bad weather happen, you go to a spelling farm and they're just doing it so tough.
Yeah.
There's paddocks of mud and they got horses with foot out. It's just, and the breakers are behind because the tracks are their tracks that they got on their property are flooded. They got a backlog of horses and it just rains flat out. Everyone does it tough and it's easy to get on your high horse and just blame people.
Yeah.
But you just got to be resilient because as quick as it comes, it also goes.
Yep, spot on. Well said. Very, very well said. Speaking of, of quick as it comes and it goes, winners and losers, and we're trying to find fast horses all the time. I think we may have found one on English Digital during the week.
Yeah, I think he broke the record for most popular horse ever purchased.
8 minutes sold.
I didn't even. He didn't even. Yeah, it didn't even get an email out. It didn't go on Twitter. There was nothing. Just people checking their sales results, and he was sold. But yeah, King Frankel joins the team. A very, very well credentialed horse. This time 12 months ago, he was on a Melbourne Cup path. He ran fifth in a Geelong Cup, and was narrowly missed getting into a Melbourne Cup. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster for him since then. He's showed glimpses of that. He's also, lost a bit of form, but very excited to have him in the stable and very glad for the support of a lot of his previous owners who have gone back in the horse and given us an opportunity to train him. I think if we can get him anywhere near his best and find his groove and maybe in a bit smaller stable, we can do that. But if he does, he's a pretty serious stayer.
Yep, he certainly is. And we've both got our own opinions on what we can do with that horse and where we can go with it. So very confident. And welcome to all those new owners as well. This is probably our episode 6.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend going back.
Yeah, unfortunately, what comes with joining this stable is this shitty podcast every Friday. But we know if you've opened it too. We can see whether you've opened it and viewed it. And there's a surcharge on your account if you don't watch it.
Correct. Speaking of new owners, Open Day, August the 4th, Sunday, August the 4th. Is that right?
Yeah, Steph sent out the invitations. We'll punch them out a few times because we know there's a lot of our emails that aren't open. We don't blame you. I've been put in charge of catering, and thanks to Tricolours, who their Open Day smashed it out of the park. They had this pizza guy, the Italian job. So we've nearly locked them away, but the Steph just texted me before saying there's a wheel of cheese pasta option, so you can absolutely, that just firmed into about $1.04 for the Open Day. So looking forward to. I am looking forward to seeing everyone, but the catering's got me up and about. It's got me up and about.
Do we need a RSVP for that? Is just let Steph know that they're coming, or are we just lobbing up?
No, email Steph, and she'll get you locked away. So should be great. We're really proud of what we've built at Kembla in such a short amount of time. I mean, you've seen it slowly but steadily. Every time you've come down, there's some new stables or a walker or me crying on the front lawn in the fetal position. You never know what you're going to get, but it's great. I'm really proud of what we've got, and I'm looking forward to everyone being come down and see that and see their horse.
Yeah, going down, check it out, bring the kids. great atmosphere down there, no doubt, on a Sunday. In worst case, you get a free bit of pizza and some pasta. So what a way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Down there at Kembla Grange, of course, next to the racetrack. Mate, has Steph sent in her winners for this week by popular demand? Has she managed to get any across to us yet?
I can't believe that. For every nice email we get, it's a pleasure reading your feedback on the podcast. But then we get, what's Steph tipping this week? So for all those, my bet this week, $50 to win on Nations Call race 6 at Flemington, and 25 each way on Lightly Sparkled wherever she goes. Well, that'll be.
Is that from Steph?
That's from Steph. Yeah, that's from Steph. So
probably should let her know they're racing at Caulfield, but
geez, I've stitched her up a treat there. I've stitched her up a treat. But she's on Nations Call.
Yep.
And she wants to back Lightly Sparkled. So we'll see, because Lightly Sparkled will be Thursday. So this might either cover it or not. But
depends on how it results. We'll see, Steph, whether or not we let you.
Yeah, if it wins, this podcast will be coming out next Friday for sure.
Yeah, we'll get it out real early. What do you like for your staking plan? I'll give you $100 to spend. You're currently leading.
I'm going to have 50 on November Falls.
Yep.
And I'm going to have $25 each way on Scarlet Prince at Newcastle on Tuesday over 2,200 meters. I think that given our time over, I think Alicia would have rolled on him a bit more the other day. I think he's going a lot better than his form suggests. And I don't know what price he'll be. He'll probably be 15 or 20 to 1. And I think he'll run out of his skin. He's
one of mine. I'm a big fan of this horse. I'll be very, very keen to see what price they bet Scarlet Prince.
Yeah, I just feel like nothing's gone right so far. He's been on a bit of a downward spiral form-wise, but he's gone really good at home. His soundness is good. His work the other morning was great. Lee Megorian came in and galloped the horse and was full of praise for him. He's riding him on Tuesday out to 2,200 on a rain-affected track. I think will be bold and really let him rip, lead by 3 or 4 lengths. And he won't be going around on Tuesday without some of mine.
Well, you've just encouraged me. I'll have $50 of Scarlet Prince because this horse has
really
good figures.
This is what shits me. Right?
You were going to tell me that Lee McGorring went down there and now you do it like unbelievable.
No, I wasn't going to. And this is why I just think we need to do like the 1, 2, 3 and put up our tips at the same time, because you've absolutely fleeced me there.
Yeah.
Unless you want to come at 4 a.m.
This is the role of the host, unfortunately for you. Now, you know what? I'll let you have Scarlet Prince, but I'll back him personally. But just a big tip. I've just had a quick little look at the figures. And wow, I'm going to go to Randwick race 3. Frankie Harry will be winning the highway. We're going to do a highway midway double into November Falls. I have all $100 on it. You get around $10.
That's dirty.
Won't catch me.
That's a dirty double.
You won't catch me. And then when Scarlet Prince wins, we'll be fine. We'll be off and gone. But I think Frankie Harry wins that. I think November Falls. I just love these tough stayers. She's one, Scarlet Prince is another, and I think if we're going to be nice and positive, I think it'd be very, very hard for anyone to catch either of both.
Side note for our golfing fans out there, we're one round into the Scottish Open.
Yeah.
Who was your man there?
Well, I was with Minwoo. I had Alex Noren, and I had. Stand by. I've forgotten already. Goldfish. Who else did I have? Aaron Rye.
Because I knew whoever you tipped must have been playing good when you started retweeting live PGA scores last night on Twitter. Obviously whoever Gano's tips off to a fly, because there was almost a little bit of trumpeting there after the first round.
There was. So no, I had him as first round leader at $101. He was 4 under through 6, and then he's bogeyed it. As soon as I sent that tweet,
then you tweeted about it, and you tweeted about it, and he lost 6 shots. Yeah, good on you.
And that's why I'm not allowed to go to Kembla Grange anymore on race day. So I'm absolutely tired.
If anyone sees Mick Gannon at Kembla, he's officially banned.
Yeah,
he has come down last. He came down last time they got called off. We had 4 runners the other day. the first three got their ass handed to. He left, and Flying Salt won like winks. And I said, "You're never to return."
Yeah, I've got a really bad track record. Hopefully that continues, and I'll just steer clear. I won't be south of the Harbour Bridge, that's for sure. Anytime they're racing at Campbell or Grange. Hey, speaking of golf day, we're trying to organise that. The only problem is we're trying to organise it, and there's a couple of golf courses getting their greens called, so we'll take that one offline. But do let me know. Had 40 people chime in and say they're going to come so far, so that's more than I thought we were going to come in hot.
Yeah, we're looking early September.
Yep, early September. We'll just find one of those courses that aren't having their greens called, or we'll have a chat to the green staff and say this is what we're doing. But it'll be happening early September. Mick at mitchbeerracing.com.au. Let me know if you are keen. Probably cap it at around about 100 people, I reckon. So make sure you chime in.
We want quality, not quantity.
Yeah, I think we're playing it. I don't know. We'll have a bit of a chat about this. You've got 30 seconds. You've got 4:45 until this trial. You've a bit of time. I think individual Stableford set up, or are we talking stroke? We can't be doing any of these teams.
No, we can't be doing stroke. We'll be there till 9 o'clock at night.
So individual Stableford. What's the format?
Yeah, individual Stableford, and we might. I reckon we'll put up a little. We'll do individual Stableford, and I reckon the winner will get a little share and a horse. Make it interesting. There'll be a few bandits letting their handicap get out before September, that's for sure. But I reckon
I'll be doing a handicap audit. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. They'll be auditing. We might get the New South Wales handicappers involved. But looking forward to it. We'll get a couple of jockeys and that along just to embarrass themselves. But yeah, it'll be a good day out, and we'll get that out to everyone in the next fortnight.
Super stuff. If you want to get involved with Mitch Beer Racing, very easy. Email Mitch at mitchbeerracing.com.au, or Steph, of course. Any questions, make sure you shoot them through. Plenty of nice horses. The class of 2024 went out the other day, Beery. If you had to choose, say, I don't know, 4 of those horses, which would they be?
Oh, I think one's impressed me the most so far.
Okay.
And that's the Ole Kirk filly. She'll be back in next week. Out of all of them, she's the most forward. She's got a hell of a lot to get up and go about her. I'm pretty keen about her. I'm pretty keen on the stallion too. I think he's a massive chance. You can't buy a Written Tycoon anymore, but I think he'll be the next best thing.
Love that. The Ole Kirk. Righto, easy done. Hey, that's episode 6 of A Beer and a Bet. Until next week.
Flying.